Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Saum Makbul. Yet we are here with you from these frames and screens in your home watching Mahditv. Another episode of Iftar and Chills. My name is Sheikh Alimwega and I was asked by Khadija, our co-host here today for this episode of Iftar and Chills, to start. But again, I think now it's her turn to continue. We are to your mercy, Khadija.
Thank you so much, Sheikh Ali. And also not to forget, we're joined by Uzal as well.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you so much for joining in this set. Also just all of us being in this set. And this actually brings us to our very interesting topic for today. That's why we are here the way we are. The topic for today is actually about fatherhood. We are going to discuss about fatherhood, but in light of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And also Imam Ali alayhi salam. Like, what are we going to get or learn from these two important figures in light with fatherhood? So let's maybe begin with understanding what fatherhood is.
Sheikh Ali, take us.
No,
you being the father on set.
No.
From an experience perspective, we need your...
we can say what is. No one knows what is fatherhood is, what is motherhood is, what is parenthood is. Yeah,
maybe if you just tell us like your understanding from a perspective.
So basically, you see, we have
the experience.
What an experience! Yeah, we have the legal term, and we have the Islamic term. Yeah, and we have what at the end of the day you feel in your heart, and your children feel about you. So sometimes you feel like you are not a good father, but your kids see you as a great father or mother, a great parent. Yeah.
But I think that's what matters, you know.
Does it?
In the end, like, it means what you're doing is enough for them.
Okay, for all of us, it's our first experience to be fathers, and them their first experience to be children. So you can't say that you're doing that. That's why we have laws, Nanini. In regard, father is the person who legally and Islamically, who you are his result, and how should he put it in a decent language for the but ni 7 we are watching his family, but in general we know the father ni mtu mwenye yani yendo amekuza, like damu yenu DNA nini moja Islamically. So again, when you are father of someone, you have obligation. One, you must provide for them. Two, you must Islamically again unatakana wale vizuri, and also on the other side, you can, if she's a daughter or a girl, you can't marry them. So usually when we have these, you are father to someone, easy obligation zinafuatana hivyo automatically.
That's really
but that's the easy part.
But then maybe if we are trying to understand what actually fatherhood is before we actually get or dive into comparing it with the figures we just said, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Imam Ali. Maybe if we actually see fatherhood from another perspective, not just you being someone who has sired these children, or you've just brought them up. Maybe if we can actually look at it from another, maybe you were born into this world, and then maybe you lost your parents, and then someone else stepped into the picture, maybe a granddad or an uncle who stepped in. Yendo alichukua majukumu yote ya kukulea. Like, would you actually put them as also in light of fatherhood? Will they have that experience as well?
I think fatherhood, you can also be a father even if you have not like given birth to them. You're not their paternal father.
Yes.
And also you can be a father like simultaneously, I think. The paternal father is raising them, and also you are helping like in raising.
So usually we call them father figures.
Yeah, so you can
guardians.
Also
your guardians.
So I think that one can also fall into the category
under
of
fatherhood,
father,
right?
Yeah.
Because there are many things maybe you can impact to that child, so you'll still play a role in the life of that child. Unampatia ile mafunzo kidogo hata umechukua kutoka kwa baba yako ama kwa babu yako, hata unachangia katika kulea ule mtoto.
Okay.
Yeah, it still plays the role, like unakuwa ni kama baba yake pia, na pia anaona wewe ni mkubwa wake, ni baba yake. So I've experienced in that angle kwamba nimelea watoto wa sisters, watoto wa nini like brothers. So I can call myself a father. That respect.
No. It's not.
Sheikh Ali, you don't need to feel bad about this.
Sikatai. I'm just trying to say that you see, at the end of the day, you don't choose to be called father or not. The responsibility is with you. Because kuna watu hapo,
I've been in such
a good amount of people that they will claim that tu mtoto sio, but they are the fathers.
It's true.
So
we'll get more into it, but before that, we've said that these two important figures in our lives is both Islamically and also personally.
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yes, and Imam Ali. Yes. So we can see these two figures. They're not only just they're not only given these spiritual statuses only. We can also see they were fathers, not just any fathers. They were really, really great fathers whom we can actually emulate from. True. Whether you're a son, whether you're a daughter, or whether you're a father yourself, right? We can actually see the way they were good fathers to Bibi Khadija, and also Imam Ali to like Prophet Muhammad, yes, to Bibi Fatima, yes, and also Imam Ali to who?
To both their sons, like
both their
Imam
sons
Hassan and Hussein.
Yes, all the children. Yes, we can actually see that they were really great at that. So if we putting in mind all this knowledge that we know about them, these good aspects and characters and great aspirations and all that, if we are basing it against the fatherhood of this current generation or the age we are in right now, what can you say is the comparison between the two?
This age also we can get like good parenting. It's not like it's black and white. No, we also have good parenting at this age. You know, we can still get good fathers. We can still get people who emulate the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Imam Ali alayhi salam. So I think maybe those bad apples, like they don't like bring their child up maybe in a system. They just leave them to the world. Mnaachia like mtoto ajilee, like mtoto, let's say ndo anamfika miaka 10 unamwacha kwa like just give him a tablet or something. Like unaacha mtoto ajilee, you don't have time
with the wrong resources.
Maybe you can say your work is too demanding, you're never there. So you leave them maybe with other members of the family to stay with.
Play a part in bringing them up.
Our part ile impact like from the father directly. Kuna ile impact ya father like when he's there physically. There are things he can learn from you. Hata kama uko hapo like you're constantly talking to them, but being there like there's a lot they can learn from you.
Yeah, that's very true.
Not just learning. You see, there is this thing on social media, they call it aura. You know what is aura? Like you have a certain frequency. Like hata kama umenyamaza tu,
just being
big
difference. Enough.
Wewe umeketi tu kwa kiti yako, hujaongea, hujafanya kitu, uangalie uko tu ndani ya nyumba. There is quite big difference now when you are not there. Like these people will mess the house, do this, that. Baba yuko area, watoto wako na adabu mzuri. Na sio kwamba anawapiga. There is that thing, respect that goes in. And you see, I think from the life of Imam Ali and Prophet Muhammad and Imam Ali, we can learn few things. One is they truly love their children. You see,
intentionally.
Yeah, and expressed it. Big difference.
Expression of that love.
Yeah, expression. Because you see, as Africans,
tough love.
Like your like calling your father now, like Buddha nakupenda.
Tusema kwaheri
ati nini? Kijana wangu nataka kujua. Kila kitu iko sawa.
I think it's hard between father and sons to actually express that love, but deep down you know that.
No, but I think it's
good amount of
subjective.
Men, it's usually they express their love for their father after they pass.
That's sad.
You can tell that in good amount of funerals I've seen. Like, mtu anapenda but it's rare to see it. I don't know how it is. I don't think today is the day to talk about that. So let's focus on the Prophet and Imam Ali. So we see that Prophet Muhammad in like many times in Sahih Bukhari, in this book, in that book, Shia books, Sunni books, how he loved Bibi Fatima. Like calling her fidaha abuha, like may her dad be sacrificed for her, like kumuonyesha vile anapenda. Yeah, obviously hakuna Mwafrika ama sisi, all of that will fight for our children, yeah, to death, but we never express it.
It's true.
So expression, and like also we see sometimes, you see our Arabu, I'm not mentioning any tribes in our Kenyan setup, but Waarabu, they were a bit, wanasema nini, like the lifestyle that they had. Wachana na poems, unajua watu wasome poems za Arabu, hizo vitu ni nice sana, yeah, but generally speaking they were a bit hard people because of the lifestyle that they had.
Hard in terms of like hard in them,
yeah, because you see good amount of them they go past through fights, chakula zenye wako nazo sio mingi, yeah, the money that
harsh conditions pia,
yeah, the life hewa pia, because imagine Maka, baka leo ukienda Maka si
bado tu ni mahali joto na nini,
so the money that they were making, it was good amount of it through business. So watu huko kidogo nakuta wako ukarimu, it was something good because everyone is going through something in one way or another, because kupata resources nini so that's why for them, naona mtu ukisikia ati amechinjiwa huku nyumbani, unasikia amechinjiwa kuku, okay, wageni wote wanachinjiwa kuku, ni wakarimu, but again huko unasikia huko ni mahali penye hakuna wanyama, there is nothing there, but still that person still anafanya kuchinjia mbuzi, ngamia yake yenye hiyo ngamia ndo anasafiri nayo, hiyo ngamia ndo ni kila kitu yake, kuonyesha umuhimu wa wageni. So now we see how watu for them this and their lifestyle, we see Prophet Muhammad amekuja alafu anabeba Imam Hassan na Hussein kwa mabega, like watu wenye ni warriors sijui nini, unaona mtu ambeba mtoto kwa mabega, ama watu wanaswali, very famous story, watu wanaswali wanashangaa mtume kwa nini inui kichwa, wamesubiri baada ya swala ndo kuisha, mtume akauliza kwa nini sajida imekuwa ndefu, masahaba wakauliza, mtume akasema ni Hassan sijui Hussein alikuwa amenikalia kwa shingo, so sikutaka kumunua hivyo mara moja.
It shows the affection in your connection.
Yeah, but again kama ni kwetu sisi unaweza kuta baba asema hapana, ameinuka hivi mara moja. Okay, not all
but
that. Yeah, I'm just saying, yeah. Ama unakuta mama anapigia mtoto makelele nini. Sometimes there are other ways of, kwanza kitu mzuri kama ibada. Mtoto kama ukiona anajaribu kukaa na wewe during time of ibada, ni wewe anakupenda na ana find it interesting kitu unafanya. Because unajua kama sisi wazazi sisi anytime sasa ukiamua kuchukua tu screwdriver, nyundo nini, unaona watoto wamekusanya, they enjoy seeing that. So should you kuwafukuza ama kutafuta namna yenye wataweza kukusaidia wabaki hapo, definitely during that time watasumbua mama yao. Yeah, they will learn something. Definitely in a week or two utakuta kitu imeharibia ndani ya nyumba, kuna mtu alikuwa anafanya experiment, but it's part of it.
Well, those are really good examples we can actually learn from, because on that same note, when we are talking about this comparison, you can get that these fathers, you see, when you may explain about Prophet Muhammad, the love that he had towards his daughter, and Imam Ali towards his son, like if you compare with the dads we have right now, not mostly, but some of them, you can actually see that they have more affection towards maybe the daughters. See the way they say fathers are for their daughters and sons are for their mothers. What would you like what would you say about that?
Maybe I'd say it's subjective. Kuna wengine like
it's subjective. It's this Arabic saying opposite, that Banuna, I forgot the Arabic, but it was saying that our sons, no, Banu Banuna or something like that, and Banu Banatina or something, Banu Ghairina. The sons of our sons are our son, but the sons of our daughters are not our sons.
Okay.
So in depending with the culture, yeah. Unajua saa zingine watu wengine kitambo lineage it was very important. So ukiwa mtu fulani, huyo msichana ametoka huko kwao, tena sio huko. So huyo ameenda.
I think that one still applies in our African culture.
Yeah, but now kidogo too is just like kukuwa na msichana. Part of it is maybe is the innocent love that maybe you did not get while growing up or something. Unakuta like vile msichana wako anakupenda without any conditions nini. Like if you have kids, siko ubaya, definitely there is interesting conversation, argument about this as like the women and the appreciation when it comes to men. Like in the argument is women don't appreciate much what their husbands are doing.
Well, Sheikh Ali, that's
no, we are not doing that. I'm just saying I'm just saying there is this argument. But I'm not accepting it or not denying it. I'm just saying the argument is there. Now, if you have children, you will understand what is appreciation.
Okay.
Like kaswiti kadogo kanaweza kufanyia nyumba mzima hiyo siku mzima iko raha. Just something kidogo. Yeah. Like the amount of like
so it's all about your point is just about perspective. Like tunakuta watoto wengine pengine baba anapenda kijana wake zaidi, labda connection anampenda zaidi, but they have a better connection, or maybe in another house is the daughter.
So it's all relative.
About, it's relative. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's all about the connection you're on now.
Oh, okay. This has been a very interesting first segment, and also about understanding the fatherhood of comparing it with the fatherhood we have right now against the two important figures. So yes, we've actually seen how the comparison between the fatherhood we have right now and understanding it from the perspective of Prophet Muhammad and Imam Ali. And because we need to go on a break, when we come back, we're actually going to shed more light on that with the references to what kind of foundations we need to put as fathers for our sons and daughters.
I wanted to add, but we can go for a break and come back.
That is it for us for our first segment. And when we come back, we're going to talk about very interesting things like what are the foundations that we need to put in place for our kids as fathers, and what are we supposed to actually appreciate as sons and daughters from our fathers among more. See you then. Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the second segment of Iftar and Chill, and we're discussing about fatherhood in relation to Prophet Muhammad and Imam Ali. And before we ended the first segment, Sheikh Ali, you were sharing a point.
You see, basically, Assalamu alaikum back. So you were saying something quite interesting, yeah? We were talking about how the difference between the love nanini that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam they were showing to their children, and these new parents, yeah? Sometimes we need to understand as parents, yeah? Being firm, it does not mean that you don't love your children. Yeah, kama saizi Ramadhani imeingia, I know some parents like I remember some time back on social media, I was talking about ahkam of fasting. Yeah. And then I said girls are supposed to start fasting from this age. And praying nanini. So one of the parents wrote in the comments that huyu ni mtoto, hawezi kufunga, hawezi kufanya nini, hawezi kuswali. I was like, okay, maybe kufunga kuna namna hivi, tunaweza kuelewana baka sometime. But ina depend. Najua pia vitu tunazoesha watoto wako. Sometimes some parents think showing true love to your children is kama ajisiki kufanya hiyo kitu,
too much freedom.
I think that's a misconception. Like me, I know, like watoto wazima 14 years, 15 years, they don't fast. They don't fast.
Wacha hata kufast, kuswali tu inakuwa shida.
Kuswali unabembeleza mtoto.
Kuswali nakutana vijana wakubwa tu waswali.
Siko ubaya. Yeah, I have friends and I know people that they never have this conversation kwa nini ujeswali. Nasema this is a personal thing. You should not force your children. Siko napigwa na bado hatujabalege. Not in a bad way, yeah. We're not talking about the beating. Okay. I'm just trying to say. You see, during the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he showed love, nini. But ukiangalia tabarua za Imam Ali, he speaks about dunya, he speaks about akhirah in one of the most beautiful love letters from a father to a son, like in whole history. One of them is from Imam Ali to Imam Hassan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like you should read it. Just Google letter of Imam Ali to Imam Hassan on social, like on Google, you'll find it. Like Imam Ali anasema in the beginning, yeah, anasema like the relationship vile nakupenda, if any harm comes to you, it is as if it has come to me. Yeah, and kuna parts anajaribu kushirikisha dunia na akhira, like remember this dunya it's not everlasting. It's for short period. So parents sisi tunalea watoto wetu kwa ajili ya dunia, tunasahau akhira. And I think we have hadith from Prophet Muhammad. I will stop here.
instilling this culture to the kids ni you have to start from a young age, like usiache mtoto ajitawale tu, like ati haina shida, wacha atazoea tu
mtoto mleavyo
ndivyo kwa. Because I've seen kids hata in the community, I've seen kids who are like wabalege, watu tumetoka majlis, watu wameenda kuswali, mtoto aende kuswali because hakuna mtu akumsukuma, like ni kama amezoea kuambiwa ndio swali. So akiona hapa I have an advantage.
Do you remember the father figure thing?
Siendi kuambia ni swali. They're just there. Wanacheza na maji maybe.
Unajua kuna father figures that are chosen na father figures na guardians wenye wanajipatia majukumu.
True.
One of my interesting majukumu is always tukiingia mosque na watu randa hapo hivyo mosque. We, kuna swali? Pita ndani haraka. So sasa unajua kiniona tu kwa mbali.
Unajua tu.
Naingia tu like nikiingia hivi naona mtu ametani hivi anaanza ima anaingia msikiti ima anaenda kujificha. I mean nani sindamuona tu. So anajua at least atazoea kuswali.
Well, that plays us, but that's a good thing, but it plays a very small role in comparison to what fathers should actually do as fathers, because
as a father,
that foundation
as a father kuna hiyo like you have to create consistency, that stable conditioning, like you know your child should be anafaa swali masaa, anafaa aswali from this age na kuwa serious. Unakuta umeachilia mtoto like ameenda hata ameanza kuingia early teens like 11, 12, 13 huko, and is not serious with mambo ya kuswali hata kufunga. Kuna mwingine mimi nimepiga raka yangu autubilai mimi na swali but I can see aswali, yani hata hajaruku ameenda tu sijida direct alikuwa ananifuata. So nikasema kama nikamwambia tu swala yako rudia, hujaswali
in a good way, but did you fuatilia kama amerudia?
Itakuwa tena ni ngumu, but at least I showed him like no, that's not acceptable. Wezi swali hivyo. That showed maybe
sometimes they don't know.
No, ni kijana mkubwa. Kijana mkubwa. So nikaona tu huyu maybe the follow up haiko mzuri, maybe at home or something.
So ideally
like only the seriousness in it. So I think maybe it's lapse on the parents part maybe. Sasa siwezi laumu mzazi, but
it's true.
I can say ni angemuelewesha pengine uzito wa kuswali kwa nini kana swali.
Tuna suppose hata wewe mwenyewe like whatever standard you have for your children, you must have it higher. So good amount of us parents mimi shekutana na wazazi wengine waswali lakini ni wakali kwa nini watoto wao waswali.
At least that's a better even system.
It is interesting, but again you see children they learn from imitating, not from whatever you are telling them.
Because kids really imitate. They imitate a lot. Akiona maybe the seriousness.
Like for fathers, like basically out there, like regardless of whatever majukumu uko nayo, at the end of the day you've brought this child into the world. Like ni majukumu yako at least nurture them either with good morals, religious values and all that. Just make sure you instill in them.
Find some time to work with them.
Because ini your full-time job as a father. Because at the end of the day Mwenyezi Mungu atakuuliza like what part ama what role did you play in your child's life? Like okay, sawa hajui kuswali, did you do your best uone kama anaweza kuswali, hafungi nini? Even you see the way you send children to school. Una watoto wako huko like as from a teacher's point of view, you can see that some children they are very moral, like morally they are not even upright at all. Utapata watoto wako na tabia different, tofauti, na wezi sema umepata kutoka kwa watoto wengine just that. Ni the kind of foundation.
It's a collective thing.
It's a collective thing. So at the end of the day, need the responsibility of those parents, especially the father being the head of the family, to actually play. So in light with that, tunaangalia juu ya father's responsibilities and all that towards the children. But pia tunafaa kuangalia on this other angle.
The son.
Me as a daughter, you as a son towards your father. What are we supposed to be to our fathers? Me as a daughter, I would say, of course, I'm supposed to actually give the utmost respect to my father. Like the amount of things that he has gone through to actually bring me up to this person I am right now. The respecting them, having obedience towards them to a certain level that we're supposed to as Muslims, the kind of affection and compassion we're supposed to have.
There's another level of thing, another level you can take it. Maybe like to honor what they like their struggles. Maybe you can try to impact the same knowledge that maybe they have given to you. Try to carry on to the next generation.
Or the people even around you. Like
at least try to share the knowledge, uonyeshe tabia yako nzuri, like all the credit goes back to the father
Yes.
in a way.
I had
The
a friend.
both parents even, yeah.
I had a friend. This person wanted to marry a second wife. So, and then he discussed this with the mother and also some of his aunts, obviously from mother's side. And they were like, okay, you see, generally, unless your mother hates your wife, yeah, which in most cases they don't, inshallah. Usually they are also women, so they don't want you to get another wife. They don't encourage you. So this guy went to his mom telling him that I'm planning to get another wife, the aunts, nanini. So they were like, why are you doing that? Even your own father, he has, and we can't say he had because he was still alive. He has only one wife. Why are you doing this? This is not what your dad did. And the guy was like, I'm totally right. No. He said, to be honest, you are right. My dad had one wife. But me now, I am married, I have children, and I've realized something. And I'm sure, as much as dad did not say this to you guys, yeah, he also agrees with me that he wants me to continue from where he left, not to repeat a loop. So if he left from 1, me, I will at least take from 1 to 2. Maybe my son will take from 2 to 1. But again, it's a real story.
Thank you for the example. We can relate it in line with this. In short, we're just supposed to be better at what our fathers did. Maybe if your father was more of a just person who would only serve the family and the relatives and all, if you get the chance, try and expand that, right? Like
try to share
serve
more.
even more for the community.
But unfortunately,
and all
this is as much as a true story. What I believe we need to add the quality, not always the quantity, because we can say like we can never. I feel like good amount of the good deeds and legacy that our fathers left, it's hard to carry or to build on it.
No, but it's all about just trying what you can.
But we can try with our
try
best.
to share
Because
what
kama
you can.
in Nairobi, the way that uko nyumbani, like your father used to take guests, nini. It's really hard. Even though if you continue, usually in wanasema kwa family kuna mmoja tu ndio anarithi hizi vitu. You need to have, you know that.
To emulate 100%, it's very hard. But you can try at least to honor the way he raised you. Ile unajaribu kuonyesha hata wewe ulipata malezi mema. Jaribu kuonyesha pia unaweza funza. Watu watakuwa, the credit will come back to you and also to your father.
Yeah, it's true. But you see, those are for those good fathers, mashallah, who are out there, great fathers who are impacting the families in a very great way. But you see, there's this other flip side, of which it might be very sensitive, yeah? So maybe maybe there's this dad figure who actually gave birth to this son or these children, but that father is not present in their life. We quotes in quotes call them deadbeat fathers. We don't actually
like,
know the circumstances.
Majukumu. Like either amekosa mali ama just for the fun of it, I don't know, or just maybe for the lack of
in the same category.
We can't because there are a lot of reasons behind that.
We have come across fathers that you live with them that they are category of deadbeat. We have fathers that are out are still the category of deadbeat, and vice versa. Fathers that are out are quite responsible. We have fathers that are in, they live with you, but they are not present. There are fathers that after maybe there was a divorce,
variations,
that they are outside, but they are quite more present, even more than the mother.
But that's not a deadbeat father. A deadbeat father is actually the one who doesn't have any kind of presence.
But I think it's a variation of a deadbeat father. Kwa sababu unaweza kuwa kwa nyumba lakini hujui watakula nini usiku. You don't even care wanavaa wanaenda shule gani.
So what are you there? Are you a father or just maybe?
That's a deadbeat. It's even more hurtful, like uko hapo na ufanye kitu.
Kuna wengine for
than being absent.
Yeah, kuna wengine hata akiwa kabisa is not in the picture, maybe is far off, maybe hata alienda kaoa in another place. It gives you a sense of now we have to do this. Since here yuko is not in the picture. Let us focus on our lives. Lakini akiwa hapo analeta hata confusion fulani. You might even want to depend on them.
Not really me.
I've seen some people wako hivyo.
I've seen people.
You want to depend on them, unamuona. Then
not really. It's not about always dependent. This is something I've seen. There are families that the father was not present at all. Like hayuko kabisa.
Nasikia tu yameaga like.
I don't know, mistake kumuona.
He's just absent.
Sijawahi kuona. Yeah, nasikia tu yuko. So, but again, we see in the upbringing of children compared to the father, this is something in Yemin Magala tunamacho. It's not a data nini, but I think US people, they have a data about raising children.
They definitely have it.
Yes.
Yeah, present father nini. So what I saw, this father mwenye ni deadbeat, like they don't provide, yuko tu nyumbani. Like anapiga simu anaomba pesa huku labda ama labda watoto wamefika age ya kufanya kazi, yeye yuko tu nyumbani afanye kazi. Like alifanya kazi sijui nini, what happened? So aliwacha kazi. So family ndo mke labda apike, sijui avuze mahamri, sijui nini angalie nini. Unakuta some of these children wenye wako hapa hivi, they have like the family bado imeshikana to some degree. Yeah. Na unaona tabia na nini na hawa, it's a bit they are better than this one. Yenye labda not in all cases, in some of these cases when your father like ampote kabisa. Father being there hata kama provide physically. He has his, like how watu
yes, with his aura.
He has his aura.
Okay. Because I know of a guy
I think that
kwanza hao jamaa wenye wafanyai kazi, they have a lot of
because you might find that they don't provide financially, but yet they're there mentally, emotionally, they're there present for their children.
Yeah.
Like you see the way they say playing with your kids at a very young stage will actually cause a very positive impact throughout their life. They'll remember you as what kind of father in life. Like you used to play with them, you used to bring joy in their life, regardless of you not bringing a plate to their table. You know, you can't even tell. Like where's the joke baba ametoka huko nje hajakuja.
But you know, with time
that's between the parents.
With time all those
like
mtoto anaanza kupick on those, anaona hata anaanza kuelewa the conversations in the house, anaelewa kwa nini fulani aleti nini.
Yes.
Like but even, again kuna point moja that's a very important point. You see there is this hadith from, I forgot the name, but I think it's one of the hadith. It say rahimallah man aana sijui, I think Mwenyezi Mungu amrehemu, may Allah have mercy on a father that assist their children in respecting them. Yeah, kama saizi some of the issues that we have, this unaona you don't have present father. Siko ubaya, maybe you have a toxic mother. No, I'm just saying we are not having this conversation now. But again, we don't know the reason huyu mzee kwa nini alipotea.
It's true.
Yeah, and me I've come across, like as a sheikh you come across stories na watu nini.
Yes.
Like unaona wewe saizi baba tu akitoka, like for real huyu father anatafuta kazi. But maybe he did not go to school, he had these issues and that issues, and they did not manage to provide. Yeah. Now unajikuta like vile mtu anazungumza na nini, unakuta wewe ni kama una gang up with your children against your spouse. Especially now in the holy month of Ramadan, this is a good and great opportunity to practice this. You see, wewe unataka kuonyesha heshima, some men their toxicity can't allow them to cook ama kuingia jikoni. Not in a bad way, we just accept you how you are. But you can use this opportunity to give more respect to your wife na kuonyesha watoto. Like vile chakufutari kikuja siya kwamba like ile chakula favorite yako hujapikiwa unakuwa hivi na hivi. Like use this opportunity to appreciate your wife, your spouse, kama ni husband, kama ni mke vile mali penye huko. Kama ni mke una appreciate kitu yenyewe bwana ameleta, labda hata kama piki. But wewe hujaleta kitu juu ya meza, yeye ndo ameleta. Wewe umepika. Maybe mmegawana hivyo majukumu. So it doesn't mean kama aingi jikoni he's bad.
Yes.
Yeah. So but again he's trying to provide everything that you want to cook. Naona show appreciation. Baba fulani asante, leo nyama umechagua ilikuwa ni hivi na hivi na hivi, sijui samaki, sijui viazi. Viazi, hizi viazi za wapi kubwa? Matunda umeleta watermelon. Hii ni ya Ukambani ama ni ya wapi? Naona so unakuta mwanamume anapenda watoto pia wanaanza kujifundisha appreciation. And vice versa. Chakula mpiko mama nani Golden Ramsey acha nipigie Golden
But all in all ni ile kujaribu kuwa like just be present.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very important. And then before we actually end the episode, because we had a lot, like fatherhood can't end here. There's just a lot to discuss
needs
about
more
it.
time, maybe.
It does need more time. And then we've discussed about this deadbeat and all that. There's actually a lot of angles you can look at it from. But there's also this thing of single mothers. We've seen single mothers out there so many times. But we actually also have to appreciate the fact that there are actually single fathers out there doing a really good job. Like utapata, the mother is not in the picture. The caregiver on this other maternal side is not in the picture. We can actually see that fathers are actually raising kids out there. They're actually doing a good job. And that brings me to one of the last things. Like, what do you think are the kind of qualities that a father should have, a good father should have? Both from the, of course, Islamic perspective, because we are drawing lessons from Prophet Muhammad and Imam Ali, and also presently. What are those good qualities of a father?
Like I say, one of the best qualities ni just try to raise your child in the Islamic way. Kunaweza kuwa pengine you are not perfect.
Yes.
But una insist on aende madrasa, like, and just insist on those Islamic teachings kwa sababu at least with time mtoto ata notice ataanza kugawa sana, jua my dad is like this, so this is the good thing. Like asione tu wewe ile unafanya is the right thing even if it's wrong. At least make it a habit kwamba unawapea ile una impact them with the good knowledge. Try to avoid the negative.
Also the good thing that you've taken from your dad, like uko tu saizi mimi kama Uzal, if I didn't learn this from my dad, I wouldn't be here.
Kuna vitu mingi sana, you just know that kuna kitu fulani you picked maybe subconsciously. Umechukua tu na ujui like,
yes,
I have to finish this task, hii kitu lazima niimalize.
Yes.
Hata kama itanichukua muda gani. So you find umechukua tu hizo vitu. So if you impact your knowledge on your kids, with time they pick on it na wanaendelea na inshallah their lives to become better.
Inshallah.
Yeah, because as for me, as maybe from a daughter's perspective, I'd like to say that, you see, with that quality of a father, like one you'd pick maybe from a daughter's perspective, they're actually the kind of affectionate. The affection, the kind of compassion you have towards your children actually does impact on your life, like fully. It shows the kind of relationship you have with the people around you, how you treat them, the good character that you have. I think that's very important, something that you can actually live with for the rest of your life.
But being affectionate on that point, African fathers kidogo, they have their own way of showing affection.
Yes,
so
yes.
Tusichukulie ile like
It's
the
very
typical
true.
way of showing affection. Naweza kwambia lani shika hii shati. Inakaaje? Uko sawa?
Yes.
Like that's the way of showing affection. Unajua amekutafutia gift, he was thinking of you.
Ametembea barabarani yote akikufikiria.
Hebu pima hiyo.
Yeah. That's a very good, like,
so just try to understand their way of showing affection.
So those good tabia mzuri yamekufundisha and all that, if you still have that in you and you look back and say this is because of my dad, that's one thing to be proud of. Yes, Sheikh Ali, what do you have to share from just one thing because of time? What's that good thing you can learn that you have learned from your father that you have
asked him different question. You asked him.
No, it's the same.
It's in the same line.
The first one was what should fathers have?
The good qualities.
Me, if you ask me the good quality,
then mix it with what you had learned from your dad. The good quality is to
be present.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've learned this in an interesting way that children, to good amount, these new children, they may be differently in understanding than our generation, but to some certain age, they can't know if they are broke or rich. Children, they can't know. Like mko broke, to some degree, kids can't tell, but they can tell if this father is present or not. So true. Try to be present. Kuna pesa, hauna pesa, just be present.
Okay. Alhamdulillah, thank you so much for sharing that. Like you said,
and what was yours?
Mine, I had already said that from my daughter's part. Okay, I did say like those good qualities, manners that actually the parents or the dads impact on you, like maybe sense of how you live with people. There's that generosity aspect of it. There's that you being humane towards people,
that's
being
what you
kind,
learned from your father,
being
that you
compassionate.
Want to share with us today.
There's a lot I learned from him.
Tell us one. We want to benefit.
That's one of them. That's one of them. How to live with people, actually.
How to live with people.
That's very important. You know how to coexist It's very important. Yeah, and actually the being compassionate and affectionate also has impacted me. Yeah. Okay. So dear viewers back at home, like we said, fatherhood is a topic yenye hatuwezi maliza kwa sasa because there's a lot to discuss about it. Yeah. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this beautiful episode. We actually hope that you actually learned a lot. Have that good relationship with your dad back at home. Ama kama hayuko present maybe in the life, try and maybe reach out and see what kind of connection you can actually have. You as a father, what kind of good qualities or good morals are you impacting your children? That is it from us. Masalam.
Masalam.
Masalam.